Real reactions to me reading the Bible. Sometimes I get it, most of the time I don't. Today I'm reading Genesis 12. I've never read past the book of Genesis, but I wanted to kind of reread some of the stuff so I could really get an idea. Before I get into it though, I did notice something previously in Genesis 10 and 11 is that in Genesis 11, we are told all of the timeline in terms of when everyone was born and their years for the line of descendants from Shem to Abram, but not with the other brothers, Ham and Japheth, in Genesis 10. So I find that kind of interesting. Like, why were we not given any timelines for all the other descendants? Maybe it says it further down in the Bible, somewhere else that I'm not reading, but it feels like they are not important enough to warrant being told when all their descendants were born. I don't know. This is just something I just thought about right now as I kind of opened this up and thought, because the beginning of Genesis 11 is the call to Abram. So anyways, all right, I'm going to get into this here. So this is the second time I've read it, and let's see here. The call of Abram. The Lord had said to Abram, "Leave your native country, your relatives, and your father's family, and go to the land that I will show you. I will make you into a great nation. I will bless you and make you famous, and you will be a blessing to others. I will bless those who bless you, and curse those who treat you with contempt. All the families on earth will be blessed through you." So, here, again, I'm kind of reading this for the second time, and I'm really trying to rethink everything here. Why is Abram so favored by God? Why is he chosen already? I think this is around 1,500 years after Adam and Eve would have been born or were created through all the descendants. And now we go from the descendant line of Shem to Abram, which is around 500 or so years from Noah and the flood. So I just wonder why Abram is so favored and why God chose him. So Abram departed as the Lord had instructed, and Lot went with him. Lot is his son, right? And his grandson Lot. One day Terah took his son Abram, his daughter-in-law Sarai, and his grandson Lot. Yes. So Abram departed as the Lord had instructed, and Lot went with him. Abram was 75 years old when he left Haran. He took his wife Sarai, his nephew Lot, and all his wealth. Yes. His livestock and all the people he had taken into his household at Haran, and headed for the land of Canaan. When they arrived in Canaan, Abram traveled through the land as far as Shechem. There he set up camp beside the oak of Moreh, M-O-R-E-H, I don't know. At that time, the area was inhabited by Canaanites. See, this is important. Like, where did all these Canaanites come from if they inhabited the land so quickly? Because the descendants are Shem, Ham, and Japheth. So all these people showed up, and we are, around 500 years or so from that flood. So all these Canaanites, they're all related, essentially, is what I would be thinking. Okay. So at the time, the area was inhabited by Canaanites. Then the Lord appeared to Abram and said, "I will give this land to your descendants." And Abram built an altar there and dedicated it to the Lord, who had appeared to him. After that, Abram traveled south and set up camp in the hill country, with Bethel to the west and Ai to the east. Ai, what is Ai? There he built another altar and dedicated it to the Lord, and he worshipped the Lord. Then Abram continued traveling south by stages toward Negev. So these are all real places. I think we can probably find these in real life, but it's a good question here is how long were they all traveling? I mean, the only thing we have here is that he was traveling when Abram was 75 years old. He left, and there's all these Canaanites and all sorts of other people. But I would figure they've got to be descendants of Shem and Japheth, his brothers. So I would kind of think everybody was okay. But Abram and Sarah in Egypt. At that time, a severe famine struck the land of Canaan, forcing Abram to go down to Egypt, where he lived as a foreigner. And as he was approaching the border of Egypt, Abram said to his wife Sarai, "Look, you are a very beautiful woman. When the Egyptians see you, they will say, 'This is his wife. Let's kill him. Then we can have her.'" Here's the other real question. I remember reading this the very first time. Why is he so fearful of that? Why does he know about the Egyptians also? And, just because he's a foreigner, when the Egyptians see you, they will say, this is his wife. Let's kill him. Then we can have her. Why is he so scared of telling people that Sarai is his wife? That's a big question. So please, tell them you are my sister. Then they will spare my life and treat me well because of their interest in you. It really doesn't make sense. Like, what is the reasoning that he decided to do that? And sure enough, when Abram arrived in Egypt, everyone noticed Sarai's beauty. When the palace officials saw her, they sang her praises to Pharaoh, their king, and Sarai was taken into his palace. Then Pharaoh gave Abram many gifts because of her: sheep, goats, cattle, male and female donkeys, male and female servants, and camels. But the Lord sent terrible plagues upon Pharaoh and his household because Sarai, Abram's wife. So Pharaoh summoned Abram and accused him sharply. What have you done to me? He demanded. Why didn't you tell me she was your wife? Why did you say she is my sister and allow me to take her as my wife? Now then, here is your wife. Take her and get out of here. Pharaoh ordered some of his men to escort them, and he sent Abram out of the country, along with his wife and all of their possessions. I mean, the Pharaoh's got a really good point. Why in the world would Abram do that? You're going to their land. You decide, hey, you know what? I'm really scared that people are going to kill me to take you as my wife. They're going to kill me. But why was he so fearful of that? Did he know something previously about the Egyptians? And the Egyptians, I mean, they've all been around. The flood receded, 500 years basically. So we're not too far along here. But I mean, we are kind of far along, but it is a real question of why he did that.